My 24F fiancé, 30M, thinks I'm cheating on him after he saw tan lines on my body. For background information, we both come from a religious and traditional background, and modesty is quite important. I like to go exercise outside with one of my friends, and this last week I didn't use sunscreen and I got tan lines in my shoulders because I was outside wearing a tank top. We were alone in the middle of the mountain, and my friend is also a woman. So I just wear more revealing clothes because none sees me. He thinks I'm cheating based on this marks on my body. I had to block him because he didn't stop calling me, and he even showed up at my workplace, but these days I'm working from home. So I don't know, this is just what's happening. What should I do now? This has happened this morning. I'm about to go to sleep. He has been blocked, but I'm pretty sure he is calling from another phone. I did not answer to anyone. What am I supposed to answer to something like this? There is nothing to say to defend myself. It's all him. TLDR, my boyfriend saw tan lines on me in my shoulders, and somehow he thinks I was with a man. We come from a very religious and traditional background. Edit to add. Technically we are already married. Legally we are married, but we didn't celebrate the wedding ceremony. So technically we are not married and we don't live together. But legally we are.
Your fiancé is insane. If he doesn't accept the fact that you wore a tank top in the sun, there is no hope for the relationship, regardless of how traditional you both are. Trust means everything, and he doesn't trust you.
Don't not stay with a man who accuses you of cheating with no evidence. All that does is lets him know that you're okay with being accused of cheating with no evidence.
I suggest that you not marry someone who thinks you're a liar and a cheat.
I'm not sure he cares about me wearing a tank top. I just think he is using it as an excuse. Because it makes no sense.
Does it matter? Does his reasoning, or lack thereof, really matter when the end result is that he is treating you like the on his shoes even though you did nothing?
He's showing you his true colors. This is the person he really is. Do you really want to be with a person who goes nuclear over some tan lines? Your actions already are showing that you don't. Keep on blocking the new numbers he creates. He's probably been building the delusion that you're cheating on him for a while now, and he saw the tan lines as his proof. Let him lie to himself.
Please be careful. There are far too many stories out there of men hurting women who they feel has dishonored them in some way. Make sure people you can trust are aware of what is going on and be vigilant. Definitely end this relationship, but try and do it in a way that keeps you safe.
Since you're married, divorce him. He's scary, controlling, and you deserve safety.
When someone is irrationally accusing their partner of cheating, there is a strong likelihood that the accuser is actually the one that cheated.
Greater than so technically we are not married, I mean technically you are married.
I think you need to look into getting this marriage annulled.
You needing to block him because he got so unhinged doesn't warrant support? I get that there's probably a whole lot of shame involved for you, but you need an ally in this. It will only go downhill from here. At least talk to a friend about this.
Despite her misleading edit, she is technically already married, thinking face.
It doesn't matter when you're legally married. In order to be not married, you must legally divorce him.
You cannot just split up and need to get a divorce if you ever want to leave the so that is married. You might be not married before but you are married in every other sense. Your husband doesn't trust you and is an insecure. I suggest an annulment if still your husband is ridiculous. Also, it is not just not trusting, he is actively calling you a he thinks you are morally weak and would hurt other people. This is a direct criticism on your character. People split up for much can be lucky if you can get out before it becomes abusive.
So you're practically not a married couple yet. But technically you are.
You have two options. Conform to your husband's divorce.
I would suggest divorce if it is possible for you. People this controlling usually become abusive in other ways.
You claim to also be from this religion, so I feel like you should know this. He's defining being immodest as cheating. This is a fundamentalist religion's thing. Time to decide if you actually want to conform to those kinds of rules or not.
From a legal point of view, you will legally need to separate, aka, divorce.
Yeah, but from a non-imaginary point of view, you're married. Asterisk the one that actually counts, asterisk, legally.
Unless you want a lifetime of abuse, end the marriage now before it is consummated.
Greater than not from a religious point of view. We do not live so in an imaginary sense. You're not married. In the real, legally binding sense, you that can change. Your husband sounds like an idiot.
Greater than not from a religious point of law does not care about that. From a legal standpoint, you are married, and will need to initiate divorce proceedings if you would like to leave your partner.
Is there a chance he is projecting? Could he have possibly cheated? Also, he's 30? He sounds like he's 18. You deserve someone who you both trust and respect. In turn, he should be giving that back to you. Tell him once more your truth. Tell him if he cannot respect your answer, you have nothing else to discuss except a dissolution of marriage. Over 10, I would leave. He's 30. His controlling demeanor will likely only get worse as you both age. You're still very young. Good luck to you.
That's what I thought of as well. He may not be accusing her of having a lover, but instead he views dressing in immodest clothes as cheating. Either way, it's not good. Your partner should never spam your phone like that, barring someone being dead or hospitalized. Same with showing up at work. That's controlling. Look, Op, you can't reason with someone unreasonable. He is not being reasonable. There is not amount of explaining or talking you can do to make him see the truth, because he is not interested in the truth. He wants to see you in the worst faith lighting as possible. He wants to misunderstand you. He wants to be unreasonable and scary to intimidate you. Long game is likely isolation and control. You can't go out or see friends or family, or it's cheating. You're lying about where you're going, or your friends, family are lying to cover for you. So to please him and prove you're not unfaithful, you'll be home 24/7. If it is an accusation about your clothing, you'll have to change how you dress, even when alone. I'm not going to attack people who want to cover up. That is their choice to make, and if that's what they feel comfortable with, by all means, go ahead. But it should be an individual's personal choice, not they know some people are also ragging on you about the legally married but not religiously recognized marriage thing. I get it. You probably got married for taxes, health insurance, college benefits, housing benefits, etc., right? But with no official ceremony, you, and your community, view it as a piece of paper. But I'm saying now is a great chance to get out before he escalates, while minimizing the negative backlash from your family and community, since they don't view it as a full marriage. And believe me, this will escalate. It always does. If he wanted to end things with you, he would have. If someone genuinely believes their partner cheated, they end things and stop contact, or they say, go to work and we'll discuss counseling when you get. That's what a rational person does. He didn't, because it's a power play. Whether or not he really believes his accusations is irrelevant. As I said, you can't reason with the unreasonable, because it isn't about that, it's about the control. Is that the life you want?
If they haven't slept together, that's one possible reason to annul rather than divorce. Which is a lot easier. But it varies tremendously depending on state, country, etc. where they got married.
You should worry your family and escalate things.
Also, dissolution is another option. It might be better if she goes to divorce court, though this joker doesn't seem like he would agree to anything.
Hi Op, I'm not Muslim, but I am familiar with the varying beliefs and practices of Muslim people. It is possible your parents may not understand the issue, since this has not crossed into physical abuse. I would say that the younger generations are becoming more adept at setting reasonable boundaries and identifying early indicators of poor marriage partners. I agree you didn't do anything wrong here. You were with a female friend in physical isolation. This should have been a calm discussion of personal boundaries with your boyfriend. I would categorize his reaction as controlling behavior. The Muslim couples I know, who practice devoutly, can have conversations about their actions and differences in their interpretations of doctrine without harassment. It would be easier for you to separate yourself from this person now. He believes you have violated religious doctrine by cheating, and he has already begun to treat you more poorly as he identifies you as impure or indecent. It is not your job to stick around and see if you can fix him. You are not his wife. Unfortunately, some men disguise themselves as religiously minded to support their misogyny. He is showing himself to be one of those people.
Op, this 1,000 times. I was married to someone who did almost the exact thing to me before we were married. Me didn't recognize the red flags and went on to multiply with the man. Big mistake. Big mistake. Let me add to what the user before me has already told you. If you stay with him, a day will come when you concoct a white lie so as to avoid his BS, because you are tired and not in the mood for his opinions on something you were doing that day and had nothing to do with him whatsoever. So you decide, To not mention the part of your day when you went window shopping in the mall or met for a quick chat with an old friend he doesn't approve of. You just tell him something came up and you had to stay at work a bit longer. And then watch what happens. He will know. And now he has his proof. You are a liar. He will tell your children mommy is a liar, you can be sure of that. And his mother. In his head, this will be the final proof he had been waiting for. Let me tell you this, I never cheated on my husband. He did, as it turned out. Yet, I'm deemed the you-know-what of Babylon by the whole community because he made sure to inform every single person I knew that I was a liar and a cheater. Every man I ever held a conversation with became my lover in his head, and he was so convincing, he totally believed it, he convinced everybody else. Everybody felt so sorry for him when they saw the dark bags under his eyes and heard his voice tremble. Almost 15 years later, those people still don't talk to me. I have been shunned without anybody giving me a single chance to explain. People who I thought were my friends never answered the phone or called back to this day. A man who thinks your tan is cheating is crazy. I don't care what the proper and politically correct term is. You are not his shrink. He is crazy. It will only get worse. His abandonment issues are not your problem. You only have one life. You deserve to be respected.